Hello, how are you? I hope you're doing great. I'm Gaby de la Mora, and I am so happy and always grateful to have this opportunity to be sharing with you this virtual space of calm and creation for us to feel the connection with life, with who we really are, and so on and so forth. So, today, the theme that I wanted to share with you is existential void and what to go about it, how to go about it, what to do when that happens. I don't think this is something foreign. I think all of us, in some point in our lives, we have fallen into this feeling of what is missing, something is missing. Why do I feel like so weird today? What is happening with my life? What am I doing with my life? And there are so many questions we sometimes ask, not all the time, but it happens. It happens. And what I would like to share with you today is that this has a lot to do with awareness, with knowing who we are, and understanding that there are four very basic and fundamental aspects of our being that we need to attend on a daily basis. And what happens when we just neglect one or two or three of these aspects? So I would like to share very clear ideas with you today for you to take note and just as good reminders, Probably this is nothing new for you, but probably this is something for you to have in mind once again. Because as you know, where we focus our attention, we are putting there our energy. And sometimes when we forget things, it is neglecting very, very fundamental aspects of our being. So today, I am going to divide this experience for you. I hope you enjoy it so much. I'm going to divide it in three different moments. So in the very first part, I would like to share with these clear ideas, clear recommendations for you to consider. Then in the second part, it's going to be more like the experience. So it's going to be a guided meditation for you to really enjoy and to feel that connection with life and to feel how you are sending all these wonderful messages to each and every one of your cells. Because now more than ever, I think it's a very important responsibility. It's very important for us to keep a healthy body and a healthy mind and a strong immune system. So that is a big part of the purpose for this meditation. And then that meditation is going to be amplified by the sound of these beautiful, beautiful beings, the gongs. I always share the same basic and fundamental ideas about the gongs, but that I do because sometimes you may be for the first time in this space, sharing this space with us. So just for you to know that these beautiful instruments that you can see, they are ancient instruments. They have been here with us for around 4,000 years, and they have been used for different purposes, like healing purposes and celebration and transformation, reconnection with a greater intelligence, and so on and so forth. And it has a very special sound. The sound wave is really incredible because it carries all the tones of the spectrum in just one stroke. So that makes it really powerful, and you can feel it in your body, you can feel it in your emotions and your thoughts, because all of that is part of yourself. And we're going to talk about this because those are part of the four aspects that we need to attend. So yes, I hope you enjoy this meditation. It's going to be like a treat for you. And if you feel like this is something good for you and you have been enjoying of these sessions, let know people that you think that could have the same benefits like you. So let's begin. About existential void. Yes, what I was mentioning to you earlier is that it has to do with these four aspects, and the biggest wealth that we have, which is wellness. And wellness is the state of being healthy, mind and body, especially as a result of a deliberate effort. So wellness is something dynamic, is something that I need to attend every day. And wellness encompasses these four aspects, which are the physical aspect, intellectual aspect, emotional aspect, and essential aspect. And I would like to talk a little bit more of each one of these aspects and then how we can nourish them. So yes, the very first one is so easy to take care of, or at least it's very easy for us to be aware of the physical aspect. The physical aspect, we know that we are a body. Well, before the aspects, let me ask you these questions for you to reflect upon. Who are you? If I, all of a sudden, if I am just like somebody coming from a different planet and I ask you, who are you? What do you think would be your response? Who are you? Sometimes when I ask these questions, I may hear responses like, well, I am the CEO of this company and I am so on and so forth. Or perhaps you respond, I am the father of these 4 incredible kids of mine. Or perhaps you can respond, I am the pastor of the church, which is very important because, and so on and so forth. Or perhaps you have as a response, I am a musician, I am an artist, I am a rock star, I am. All of those are just like roles that we fulfill, roles that we play, missions that we are accomplishing. But you are much more than just that. So that is a very initial and fundamental thing that I need to be aware of. That you and you and you and me, we are like unique beings, unique and complete beings. I mean, we don't need to do like a master's degree or a doctorate to become. It's just like we already are unique beings. But there are 4 aspects because I am a human being. The physical aspect, which I need to take care of how? Doing exercise every day, for example, because our body is designed for movement. When I begin to not move my body, to be like more sedentary, then a lot of diseases and symptoms begin to appear. Why? Because my body needs to be in movement for circulation and many different things, aspects of the body that need this movement. So to do exercise every day for at least 30 minutes, to have a good nutrition, and there's so much information that you can, depending on which one is the kind of nutrition that you would like to explore, if you're a vegan, if you are not, so there are like many different options. The thing is to do it with awareness and knowing that yes, we need to create this perfect symbiosis with Mother Earth, and we really need of all those nutrients, proteins, vitamins, minerals. They are very necessary in my body for a good functioning. So good nutrition, good hydration, and good rest. Good rest is so essential because if you don't sleep enough hours, and there's always like an average of 8 hours, your central nervous system cannot restore itself. So there are a lot of failures and a lot of like disbalances, and this is just such a perfect system. And there are so many other systems depending on this central nervous system. So we need to rest and to have like a good quality of rest, just for all those systems to be correctly restored. Because you can feel that very easily. When you don't sleep well, then next day there are a lot of abilities and functions of your brain that are not there. The attention, memory, your capacity to do analysis, and so on. And you can also feel it in many different aspects. Like, for example, you are just like so hungry, because those are signals that brain needs to send to the body when it feels like, I don't have enough energy. There was not a good rest, so I need more energy from food. So it's just for us to remember that each one of these aspects, each one of these cares that we need to take for the body are so important. So that is the physical aspect. And then we go to the intellectual aspect. Perhaps you're saying like, well, I go to the gym and I do my meditation. I don't think that I need to. How do you mean with the intellectual aspect? Why would that be important for my wellness? Well, it is very important because when you nourish this aspect of your being and you really have and acquire more information and you really integrate that information, then It widens, your perspective is wider, and you have so many options to choose from, so that gives you so much freedom, and things begin to have like the proper dimension, because it is very different. For example, when you were born in a specific home, let's say that you were part of a specific culture or a specific community, and then you decided, or for some reason you didn't get like more and more information, but just the one that you received at the very beginning of your life. What happens? You don't have like nothing to compare. You don't have like other options. You don't understand that the way you were being educated is just so relative. There are so many different ways to understand life, for example. So when you get more and more information by reading of a different culture, by learning from different characters in history, and learning so many things that you can learn about biology, about nature, about humanity, about cultures, about philosophy, there's so much knowledge. So when you gather that knowledge and you really integrate, then, oh my God, you have, as I was telling you earlier, like so many options. So you feel really like free to take your decisions. And so that is the intellectual aspect. How can you nourish that aspect? Well, reading is a very good way to do that. Reading, traveling, just fostering conversations with interesting people, with mentors, with people that you know that you can learn from them. And then whatever you learn, to share it, to make sure that you are integrating that new knowledge. You can learn a new language. You can learn so many things, but the thing is to have this kind of beginner's mind, and for you to have this wanting, desire to understand more and more and more humanity or life. So that is the second aspect. Then the third one would be the emotional aspect. Emotional aspect. Perhaps you say like, well, what with the emotional aspect? How am I going to nourish that aspect? Perhaps you are experiencing like a lot of anxiety lately with these things that have been going on in a constant change and transformation. Or perhaps you can observe that you have the tendency to feel like sad, or to feel, I don't know, angry. The thing here is for you to become the observer of your emotions, and to try to transform those negative emotions into positive ones. Why? Because negative emotions have such a low frequency, which is not resonant with life. What does that mean? That means that the more I feel those low frequency emotions, I begin to become ill and sick and depressed, because the frequency is so low. And then of course those emotions, the way they translate into the body is through all these chemicals. So when you are going through, I don't know, constant stress and constant frustration and constant anger, how is this possible, or resentment, you are generating a lot of cortisol, which is the trigger for a huge list of illnesses and diseases. So instead of those emotions, if you becoming the observer of your own emotions, you shift for those of high frequency, like love, compassion, joy, harmony, gratitude. Those are high frequency emotions, completely resonant with life. So whenever you are feeling those emotions, your systems in the body is just like in the most optimal state. Why? Because those emotions translate in our body as beautiful chemicals like endorphins, dopamines, nitric oxide, which are conducive for the healthiest body. Imagine that those chemicals, beautiful chemicals, are in your blood, in your circulation, surrounding each and every cell. So that is allowing for each and every cell of your being to fulfill their process, their natural process. So then you are really like a healthy person, and you look like so young and so full of life, so vibrant, because you are choosing positive and high frequency emotions. So one way to go about it is just like being conscious, being mindful, and really to shift it. It's a matter of understanding that before each emotion there is a thought. There is a thought, or there is a belief, or there is something, a tendency for you to observe and to, yes, for your perspective of things to be in a very specific way that you have always been applying into life. So those are your beliefs, and that is just information that you grew up with. So to be the observer means also to understand what kind of thought is behind this constant emotion and to change that thought. That's our freedom. That's a beautiful freedom that we as human beings have because we are conscious beings. That is what differentiates us from other species. So let's use that freedom. Let's become the observers. Let's choose thoughts that are resonant with life, that are conducive for your own happiness, for your well-being, for your health, for better relationships. So how can you nourish this? Becoming the observer and doing things that are resonant, that are creating like so much joy and gratitude. And if you don't have those things in front of you, just feel grateful because you are alive and become like more appreciative of everything, what you are, what you have, what is there in front of you for you to appreciate. So those are ways. And of course, just to try and engage in beautiful activities like dancing and singing, all about arts. That is a beautiful way also to enhance these high frequency emotions. And that also brings me to the fourth aspect, which is the essential aspect. So the essential aspect is sometimes it is an aspect that some groups neglect because they say like, like meditating, I know, thank you very much. Praying, oh no, that's not my thing. Well, that doesn't mean when I say essential aspect or spiritual aspect, I am not necessarily talking about religions. I am just talking about the awareness of you as an awareness of you, the person who you are, to feel every day that connection with your essential being. Your essential being has nothing to do with matter, with manifestation, has nothing to do with your body, but with who you really are deep within. The essential being, this essential part of your being, is where love can come from, is the source of love, of inner peace, of inner strength, of awareness. So to feel that connection every day makes you understand and feel that you are not by your own. You are not a separate being. You are part of it all, of this perfection called life and universe. You don't feel like sad or depressed, or just like the idea of separation creates so much pain in humanity. And that happens very much because we are trained to focus on matter. And generally we don't pay a lot of attention on this essential part of who we are. So ways to go about it: doing meditation, just having these like 1 or 2 or whatever amount of times you can do it through the day, to have like quiet moments just for you to feel the eternal present moment, to feel that connection. So to have meditation, quiet times. Art is a beautiful way also to feel that connection. When you are free-flowing as you are creating your piece of art, and that can be painting, that can be creating music, that can be creating a poem. So there are so many ways in which your soul expresses its own song. And that may also be like a connection, like an essential connection, or just to be in contact with nature. And to be able to give yourself the opportunity to observe the sky and to observe butterflies or birds, to listen to the sounds of nature, just to light a candle and to feel that connection. So there you have. So yes, my invitation for you today is to consider every day, like, what have I done today to nourish my spiritual aspect? Oh, perhaps I want to do some meditation. Or what have I done today to nourish my intellectual aspect? Or perhaps I can watch a very interesting documentary. I like so much to explore about this culture. I'm gonna do it. Or perhaps I have been not like neglecting just my physical aspect. I don't know. Perhaps I want to explore delicious food, good food, or just to experience, I don't know, dancing or some physical activity for you to feel how circulation flows and how it's like awaking each and every cell of your being. It's like celebrating life every time you do like a little workout. So, yes, try to be aware. I did this little circle, which is just the shape of a circle, as you can see. But this is very much like a dynamic that some life coaches use just to show how am I paying attention or not. How much am I neglecting one of these four aspects. So let's say in this diagram, the purpose of this diagram is just for you to have like a view, like an impression of if there is something that you can improve in each of these four aspects. So for example, these I wrote down spiritual, in the spiritual aspect. So the practice would be for you to say, it's more like appreciation, like for you to appreciate, to reflect upon what am I doing, for example, in the physical aspect. This would be the physical aspect. So Gabby is talking about exercising and good nutrition, good hydration, and good rest. Yes, I have been doing some exercise. Yes, I'm paying attention on my nutrition lately because I'm so concerned about this situation with the viruses and all of that. So yes, I would say that I'm doing good, but my rest is not very good. So perhaps I am here, let's say, at this level. And then in the intellectual aspect, well, yes, I have been reading a lot lately to understand things. So yes, I could say that I am reading, not every day, but well, perhaps I can consider that in my intellectual aspect I am here because now I have like a genuine interest on learning what is happening in other countries, in other cultures, what is happening with humanity. So I am reading lately like a lot. In the emotional aspect, probably not so much. The real thing is that I have been feeling like so anxious and so irritated. Everything like kinds of make me feel like irritated. If they don't do, if they do, if they whatever, it's like, oh, I feel like so frustrated. So, and I am not doing like a whole lot. Well, when I feel anxious, I just eat and eat and eat cakes or cookies or whatever. So perhaps in the emotional aspect, I'm just like here. And there's a lot of room for improvement. And in the spiritual aspect, well, I do my walks in nature. They're not like mindful walks in nature, but still I can feel something wonderful happening in my system. But I can do meditation. I would like to try it. And there are so many ways, but so I could say I'm like this. So look, this is the use of this wheel of life. And this is just like a very general idea. There are like very accurate ways of going about the wheel of life. But what I wanted to share with you today is this is for us to understand, does this look like a wheel? Can this wheel like roll? Look at this. It is so uneven. It is not balanced. So this is not like a wheel. For a wheel to be able to roll, it needs to be like even. So I need to reach a balance. What does that mean? That means that I need every day to take care of each one of the four aspects for the wheel to look like a wheel, for the wheel to have a balance, and for me to be able to continue to evolve. So that is the purpose of this. So try and do it. Try to do it and you will find out like an interesting thing. That creates like such an impact. So then after doing this, you say like, okay, I am going to improve. I can improve my emotional aspect and a lot of my spiritual aspect. So try to integrate one new thing at a time. So let's say if you are interested in doing some meditations, or to practice meditation, to begin with the practice of meditation, then try to do it every day, at least for 10 minutes. And then try to continue it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, ideally 21 days for it to become a habit, a new habit. And once that habit is part of you, it's part of your dynamic and your life, then continue with the next change. Because if all of a sudden we want to create like so many changes at the same time, it's not going to work. It's not a good idea. It's better for us to do one change at a time and to enjoy of exploring it, the new experience. And then for that to become part of my being. And then I come to the other change. So you have like several things that I mentioned, and you can explore more ways to nourish each one of these aspects. So this would be your homework if you are interested in going about it this way. So friends and guys and family and community, this was what I wanted to share with you today, because this is such a simple way just to review what am I doing with my life. Was I aware of really who am I, or is it just that I am so absorbed with my missions and my roles? Perhaps I am a mother that 24 hours of the day, and I work so hard to become the best mother, and I am neglecting other aspects of my being. So always a good balance is so important, so important. Of course, we have incredible missions, and more now than ever, perhaps. So it is very important for us to fulfill these missions and to give the best of ourselves. But to give the best of ourselves, we need to have like a good balance. Because if not, we are going to fall into these like existential voids, and something is happening and you don't understand really when you begin just to drink like compulsively or eat compulsively or buy and buy. It's because there is like this empty space that you don't exactly understand what is that, and you're just trying to get some experiences like to feel that void. So this is a great way to go about it, just to be aware of these four aspects and different levels of interaction. Me as a person, so the personal level, and then the family level, and then the social level, the professional level. So all of these levels and four aspects, they interact at all times. And I just need to be aware of those. Because it's like with the Maslow pyramid, there is like a first step that I need to fulfill to then go to the second one, and then to the third, and then I transcend. But first of all, I need to be aware of that fundamental aspect that I need to take care of. So everything is a process in life. But I think the key element of all these, which is just a talk for you to have like reminders, is to be aware of all that. And then you do your own combination at your own pace, and that is going to feel very good. So let's go and do a little meditation, all of us together. How do you feel about that? So my recommendation for you is to go and get some headphones if you have available, because that is going to allow you to not to be distracted by sounds of the environment. Now, I always mention this because I think this is important. If you don't have headphones, and there are like sounds in the environment, just integrate it. Everything is part of the experience. That is how life happens. We plan, but then life happens in its own way. So the more that I am capable to integrate, the happier I will be. So same here. You hear the dog barking or people chatting there somewhere, integrate that. Make it like in the second plane, and then just focus on your breath, focus on the sensations in your body. So I will be guiding you. I will be giving you like some suggestions, first of all, for you to relax. And once you reach this deep state of relaxation, we're going to do a visualization for you to see how all the systems in your body are in perfect function, and to feel it. And you'll see this is a wonderful practice for you to stay healthy, for you to grow this incredible account, which is wellness. Okay, so let's begin. I am going to turn off the light, and all what you need to do is to close your eyes, to pick the most comfortable position. You can be laying down, you can be sitting down, and enjoy. Enjoy of the sound and enjoy of a wonderful, wonderful practice for relaxation, well-being, evolution, just for you to feel. This is not for you to think, but just to feel. So take a deep breath and relax your body. Imagine that you are in a space with no time, no separation. Just be aware of the sensations in your body and begin to relax it. Relax your body as you listen to the sound of the bowls. Invite your mind to be here with you in this present, eternal present moment. And relax your feet. And then allow that relaxation to go up through your legs. Relax those healthy legs, strong legs, that take you from one place to another, wherever you want to go in complete freedom. Right now, just relax them. And then allow that relaxation to go up to your hips, to your abdomen, to your chest. So now take another deep breath and expand your chest. Expand it. Feel how you are breathing life, this energy of harmony and love, which is life. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Imagine that you are letting go of all that heavy weight that you have been carrying with yourself for so many years. This is time to let go, to free yourself, let go, and relax your shoulders. Relax your eyelids and your forehead, knowing that life is wisdom, all is well. Everything, every moment, every person is part of a sequence for you to get closer to yourself, for you to learn and understand better. So relax your forehead as you allow yourself to trust in life, this perfect sequence which life is. Now imagine and visualize these numbers as if they were different levels of relaxation. Visualize number 5 and then number 4 as if you are going down into deep levels of relaxation, and from 4 you go to level 3. Take another deep breath. From 3 you go down to level 2, and then to level 1. And you are there, in the silence within, in the peace of the depths. Visualize this high frequency light coming from somewhere far away in the universe. Coming towards you, entering from the top of your head. This is a healing light of the highest frequency. This is energy of love, divine love. And it begins to illuminate your brain, your central nervous system, which is now in perfect function. And with that, all the systems in your body in perfect harmony, in perfect resonance with the universe. This divine light is illuminating your mind, your unconscious mind, vanishing all kinds of memories, blockages. With this light, your two minds are now being integrated, unconscious and consciousness. And then this light begins to go down through your neck to your chest, and it begins to surround your heart. And to deeply penetrate into your heart, healing it, freeing your heart from all those blockages, allowing your heart to open to love. And you can feel, as you breathe in, how your heart is completely ready and open to receive this new energy, high frequency energy of divine love. Visualize it as a bright golden energy, and how it is penetrating and entering into your heart, renewing your heart, healing your heart. And as you feel it, you begin to feel more and more that love. And with every new breath, you begin to expand it more and more. And you see how this bright energy expands beyond your body. So now you can feel the love within your heart and all around you. Feel it. And you feel so safe. that love. Feel that joy of being yourself, unique, beautiful, bright being. Feel that deep gratitude. Because you are alive and you become stronger, harmonious, and healthier with each breath you take. Continue to expand this energy and feel that connection with all of life. Feel the connection with the perfection of the universe, which you are part of. Feel it. Expand it. allow yourself to continue for a little moment with your eyes closed, and gently and slowly begin to come back to a new life, to a healthy body, to your new life as a new person, as a new beautiful being, in complete harmony, in love with yourself, in love with life. So take a deep breath. And if you want, you can begin to move your fingers. You can begin to move your toes. And if you feel like, just stretch your arms and your legs as when you wake up in the morning, welcoming yourself in the most loving way to a new life. Take a deep breath. And whenever you feel ready, just open your eyes. I am going to turn on the light. So how are you? Were you able to relax, to feel the relaxation? I hope so. And well, I also want to say hello to these loving people that I'm aware that they are here in this virtual experience. We are all together. Lula, my beautiful beloved friend, and some other wonderful people. Thank you so much for joining the experience. And yes, help me in promoting this space, because it's meant to be a space for you. It's a different experience every time. And it's always so good for us to reflect upon these themes that have all to do with ourselves, with life. Thank you, Lula. Same to you. A flower from my heart to you. For you all. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And yes, I'm Gaby de la Mora. I also have this space for you to explore more. There are many others meditations and practices, visualizations in a channel that is gabydelamora.vhx.tv. So there you have like a whole variety of virtual experiences for you to nourish yourself in the many different aspects that you are, that we are. And also these experiences are really carrying high frequency words and emotions, because it's made with so much love. So thank you so much for joining this space today, and I will see you next Monday. Generally Mondays at 7 is in Spanish for my beloved Mexicans, and yes, Colombia and Peru. There are beautiful, beautiful friends, beloved friends in Peru, following in Brazil and all over for any Spanish-speaking person. So I have the sessions in Spanish at 7 on Mondays, and today, Wednesdays at 7 in English. So thank you so much, and I'm going to end up this session. Thank you very much.